It is July 21st, I do believe. Sorry about that. Still trying to get going this morning. You know, sometimes you have a rough night's sleep and you just kind of have to find a way to shake it. Well, you know, start your day with some chair chi with us. Do something good for your body. Make sure you fill your body with some oxygen and relax. Tai Chi and chair chi is actually a great thing to help with that relaxation. You can even do it an hour or two before bed just to help, you know, tone yourself down. I know we meet here in the morning to do it, but with these videos, you can certainly do it at night before bed if you're having a restless night or had a really stressful day. You know, even if you don't do the full video, just do a couple of stretches and some breathing with us. Help you relax, get you in that headspace where you can just let the day go and get a good night's sleep. I wish I would have done that last night, but I didn't. So I'm going to use it to refresh and power my day and get started this morning. Now, I'm glad you could join us, and I hope you'll get some benefit out of joining us for exercise today. If it's your first time joining us, remember, hopefully you drank some water before joining us. Definitely drink some water afterwards. Tai Chi and Chair Chi aren't necessarily things that are going to get your cardio boosted. You're not going to feel like you're, you know, having a sweaty aerobic workout, but it does still work your body. So you want to make sure you give your body all it needs to help you live your best life. Hydration is super important, especially now that we're in the heat of summer. So make sure you're getting that water. If you don't like to drink water, you know, some sugar-free popsicles, including a lot of vegetables in your diet that are high in water. You know, the iceberg lettuce might not have a lot of nutrients, but sure is high in water. Celery, cucumbers, watermelon, all those things are really great sources of water, and you can always flavor your waters too. Just avoid getting too much sugar in those, okay? We are talking water here, not soda pop, not juice. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our workout today. Spoon's a bit chilly. I'm gonna rub my hands together a little bit to physically get a little warmed up. But let's go ahead and do some deep breaths, okay? So we're gonna put our hands to our side, and we are going to just do a nice big arc of those arms up over our head, swinging them up. Take a nice deep breath in as you do that. And as we do that in reverse, we let the breath out. Okay, deep breath in and out. And as you're filling your breath up, you want to do a deep belly breathe in. You want to really fill up your whole chest cavity, all the way down to your belly with air. Using those abdominal muscles really to suck that air in and really push out. Like there's a million birthday candles on that birthday cake, and you gotta blow them all out. And one more here. Good job. Let's go ahead and bring those hands together in front of us. We're gonna do our morning salutation. So we're gonna push those hands towards the sky, stretching out the shoulders and bringing them back down. Turn them out away from yourself, push them away. Bringing them back in. We're gonna come up again, pushing up. Bring it back to our chest. And turning outward, pushing away from ourselves. Bringing it back in. Good job. Let's go ahead and tilt those fingers back so they're pointing to the sky. Go ahead and push on your fingertips one direction. And slowly start stretching out those fingers, your knuckles, your hand, your palm, your wrist. Some of our friends with arthritis really find this beneficial. We're going to flip to the other side. Nice way to help their bodies start waking up in the morning so they remember their tools to be used in the day. Oh, sometimes the brain and the eyes open up and wake up before the rest of the body. Go back the other direction. And one more to the other side. Excellent. All right, let's bring those back up. Oh, my wrist needed pop this morning. So we're gonna let our fingers link together, like you're holding your own hand here. And then you're gonna pull against your fingertips. Kind of like a chain link move here, like you're holding on for dear life. Really, you're creating some resistance. So you're pulling and stretching on your shoulders and your forearms, your upper back and your chest. All right, and we're gonna flip the other direction. We flip just to make sure that you've got a more dominant hand. Both arms are given a chance to dominate here a little bit to kind of equalize the playing field. Yeah. And go ahead and bring those hands back to your side. Oh, I think we need to wake up those necks. What do you think? All right, let's go ahead and let our head fall to our chest. And when you're ready, we're going to roll our heads to one side and let it roll back across our chest, go the other direction. And repeating that. Now you want to connect your breathing to your movement. So you're breathing in and breathing back out. Breathing in and breathing out. Do one more, breathing in and breathing out. When you get to the middle, go ahead and lift your head up. I gotta move my hair out of my face. Should have left that ponytail in this morning. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and let our head to fall to one side. Now you don't want to try to force your head to go further it wants to go. Just like gravity take hold, you're just resting it to one side. If you do want just a little more resistance, you can put your hand on your head. Notice I'm not trying to pull my head down. I'm literally just using my hand as a little bit of weight. All right, we'll take that hand off and let your head come back up to a nice neutral upright position. And then we'll gently let it fall to the other side. When you're ready, if you want to do that resistance move again, you can just put your right hand on your head or your left hand, whichever hand you haven't used yet. Beautiful. All right, the hand can come off your head. Your head's gonna come back up straight. Good job. Let's go ahead and do some shoulder rolls. Wake up those shoulders. We use those a lot in Chair Chi and in Tai Chi. Just gonna roll them back a little bit. You can roll them forward. Don't forget to breathe. And if you're a little bit more funky person, you can sit here and do one and then the other. You can do it forward, you can do it backwards, you can do it one way and the other. Just make sure you're getting nice and loose. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and take our right arm and we're gonna cross it across our body. And you're gonna take your left hand and hug that right elbow to you. You need to pat yourself on the back for showing up to class this morning. You just take that chance to do that. It can be hard to motivate yourself to do something for yourself. Something in our society, all of a sudden it feels selfish to take care of ourselves. We've got to do it, right? All right, relax that arm back down. The left arm's gonna come across. You can hug that one to yourself. And you know what, if you haven't had a hug today, it's a good chance, a good opportunity to give yourself a hug. Yeah, a little self-care. Self-care and exercise. Doing some exercise is you caring about yourself. This is a good thing. All right, we relax that arm back to our side. Very good. Now we're gonna reach across again, except this time opposite hand, opposite knee, okay? Just reaching across our bodies like that. If you want to, you can hold on the back of your chair if you're gonna want some more leverage, or you just keep your hand to your side. But we're gonna twist. And you want to try to keep your spine aligned. You're just twisting, okay? Just stretching out your sides and your back. We're going to be doing a lot of side-to-side work here in just a little bit, so we want to make sure we get those muscles good and stretched out and warmed up here. All right, we'll go ahead and relax back to the front. You're doing great. We're going to do the opposite, so left hand to right knee. And again, you can use the chair, or you can just have your hand to your side. I like to use the chair, I like that extra stretch I get a little bit more deeply when I hold onto the back of the chair for this twist. All right, and relax back to the front. Let's go ahead and if you have, depending on where you're at in your seat, I'm going to come forward just a little bit because I was a little far back. I'm going to go ahead and take my hands and I'm going to put them on the small of my back. So my hands are kind of flat palm around the small of my back. Just kind of pushing in my back. I want you to roll those shoulders back. So push your shoulders back, push your palms into your back. So you're kind of just making yourself nice and tall and erect, kind of leaning back a little bit. Just really stretching out that lower back and those shoulders. There you go. Feels good. Feels awkward, but it feels good. All right. And relax. Good job. Now, of course, we can't forget our legs. Just because we're sitting in a chair doesn't mean our legs don't need to work, okay? So let's go ahead and warm them up. So I'm going to stretch my right leg out in front of me this morning. I think I got far back. There we go. So my toes are over there. There they are. And we are going to be bending over our leg. So you want to make sure you're good and balanced, okay? So if you are a bit balance challenged, you can certainly brace yourself with your left leg a little bit as you lean down, just to make sure you stay seated in this chair. No, this is not tumbling class, okay? So when you're ready, you're going to take a nice deep breath and slowly go down to greet your toes. Maybe you haven't done that. Maybe you're not wearing socks yet this morning or shoes. You're just slowly working your way down your leg. If you get to your knee, you're doing great. If you get to that shin, it's doing awesome. If you can go to your ankle, ooh, you're doing pretty good on that stretch. If you get all the way to your toes or past your toes, you are doing awesome. Then just hold that stretch. Really stretch out the back of the leg, your back. And you can have your toes pointed, or you can have them flexed. I actually like to change partway through. And with my toes pointed, I feel like I stretch out my calf more. And with them flexed, I feel like I really get the back of my quads. Yeah. All right. Now you're gonna take a deep breath and slowly start working your way back up. Take another breath. You wanna go slowly because you just had your head lower than your heart, and that can change your blood pressure a little bit. It's like putting a kink in the hose, right? In the garden, you gotta be careful because when you release it, all that water can blast out. Well, you changed your blood pressure. So if you feel a little dizzy or start seeing polka dots, really slow down, take some deep breaths. It should all subside in a second. So that's why we want to make sure we're breathing as we move. We want to make sure we move slowly. All right. So our left leg is going to get stretched out in front of us now. And, oh, there's my toes. You can kind of see the toes on camera. There we go. If I flex them, they disappear. All right, so we're gonna do that same thing again, except with our left leg. So I'm anchoring on my right to make sure I stay balanced. Now, if you're feeling, very balanced, or you've been doing chair chi with us for a while, you can certainly use both hands to stretch down your leg and really stretch down and really reach with your whole body to get down to those toes. That's okay if you feel comfortable doing that. But if you still need a little balance support, that's okay too. We're just gonna slowly again do that nice breath. Oxygenate that blood and start reaching down. And remember, don't judge yourself against what anybody else does. You live in your body. So if you can only get to your knee, this is the stretch you're supposed to be in today. If you can get down to your shin, that's where you're supposed to be today. If you can get to the ankle, you're doing great. Don't claim that you're not doing it enough. You are doing it. You showed up to class. If you can get to those toes, excellent, good job. But you're not better than the people that didn't get there. You're just ahead of the game. You are just where you need to be today. Just enjoy that stretch and what your body can do. You're not on the couch sitting like a lump. You are trying to move your body. You are doing something really great for yourself. Celebrate it. Enjoy it. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna take a deep breath and slowly start working your way back up. Maybe you can bring that left leg back up with you. Good job. All righty. And we're not done with the legs. Haha, there's more to be done. All right, so we're gonna start warming up even down to our toes here. We are gonna be, I kind of cut my toes off this morning when I positioned the camera. We're gonna be coming up onto our toes. So you are going to have your knees at a 90-degree angle and you're coming up on your tippy toes and coming back down. I guess somebody went out the door. Sorry about that. Up on the toes and flat to the ground. Up on those toes, flat to the ground. Up on toes, flat on ground. There you go. I might feel like you're in a rocking chair. Maybe it's a nice summer evening, just rocking out on that front porch. If you don't have one, like I don't have one, you can pretend. That's okay. Just watching the sunset. There you go. And as you go, as those calves start warming up, as you warm up those ankles, you can start squeezing that calf muscle a little bit as you get to the top. As you stop, just give it a little squeeze and set your heel back down. Squeeze and set your heel back down. You can gradually do a more intense squeeze. Just make sure you're giving it a chance to warm up first. If you just jump into trying to squeeze your calf really hard, sometimes you give yourself a Charlie horse and those don't feel very good. So yeah, let's avoid leg cramps here. Try to encourage circulation. There you go, work with your body and listen to it. Good job. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and leave those feet on the floor for just a second. You're gonna take about an inch or two step forward. There you go, so your knees are no longer at a 90-degree angle, slightly bigger angle. And you're going to, I did that backwards. Oh, there we go. You're gonna rock back onto your heel. So last time we went up on our toes, this time we're rocking back on the heel. So you're trying to get those toes pointed towards the sky and back down. Toes up to the sky and back down. Oh yeah, pull them up, put them down. Not here in your, it's July, right? We have Christmas in July. So pretend you're a little Christmas elf and you've got to make your toes nice and curly to fit in those curly-toed shoes, those special elf shoes, right? So you got to get your toes nice and flexible, really stretching back. Try to make your toes come back and touch your shin. They probably shouldn't be allowed to do that, but if you need a visual goal, there you have it. All right, and one more, and down. Good job. Okay, we are going to do our, not straight leg, how about our bent leg, knee, oh, I am so backwards. Bent knee, leg lift, there we go. Wow, I was gonna make a whole new exercise there, watch out. So I brought my feet back, my knees are at a 90-degree angle, and I am gonna be lifting one foot up off the floor at a time. So I'm gonna start with my right leg, I tend to do that. So the right leg comes up off the floor, and I set it back down. And then I'm gonna switch to my left leg. It's coming up off the floor, and we're setting it back down. Now the goal about this exercise is, of course, to pick your foot up as high as you can. You know, if you start with a ½ inch off the floor, that's perfectly good. Good for you. If you're one of those people that used to be a cheerleader and you can get it a foot off the floor still, way to go. But you start where you start, right? I can get one leg up off the floor much higher than I can get the other leg up off the floor. But, you know, this body has seen some things. It has had some experiences, right? So I'm proud of both body sides for still trying to function in my life. And as you're doing this, the goal is to lift the leg up, yeah? We also want to set it down gently. Try to do it quietly. If you've got a carpet, it makes it a little easier, because it's soundproofs. We still want to work on setting it down gently. It's not so much the sound, it's an evidence that you're in control, right? We want to be in control of our bodies. We want our bodies to work for us. So when we lift that leg up, we want to be able to hold it and lower that leg until we tell it to touch the floor. Okay? Yes, there's gravity. It takes control way more than we want it to, right? But if you work on resisting it, it makes you stronger. It makes you more flexible. It helps you keep that mobility, that balance. All right, well, there we go. Those are our bent leg lifts. And guess what? You can do those anytime you're watching TV or hanging out in a chair for very long. Most of these chair exercises you can do when you're watching TV or just sitting, doing whatever you're doing in your day and you decide you need to do a little movement, get that circulation going, you can do any of these. All right, let's go ahead and put our feet together and we're gonna relax our knees apart. Now, if we were all, yogis, we could sit on the floor and do this pose and we'd probably call it a butterfly. That's what we called it in grade school growing up anyway. So you're gonna work on pushing those knees apart, keeping your feet together. It helps stretch out your pelvis, your hips. I've had some people in class who've had hip surgeries. This can be really tough for them. So if you can do this and you're like, oh, this is no big deal, feel very lucky. If you have had surgery or a hip issue or a lower back issue, do this gently, okay? If you cannot get this wide, you know what, you might be here, that's okay. You start somewhere. Stretching every day helps a lot to be able to open up our bodies and give us a chance to start moving in a way we want to. All right, let's relax those knees back together. And the reverse of this is now that our knees are together, we're gonna take our ankles apart. You look like you're doing a little bit of a dance from the 1920s, maybe. We got a little Charleston action here. But let's keep those knees together, ankles apart. Now I want you to think about holding a tennis ball or a stress ball between those knees, and you're gonna try to squeeze it. You have to squeeze tight to hold that ball. You're in a competition. You don't wanna drop that ball. You gotta hold it there. Don't let go. Keep holding that ball in place. Squeezing, 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 squeezing. Really working these outer quad muscles. Think about holding it there. Oh, those thighs are starting to go, woo, wait a minute, what are we doing? Yeah. You can do it. All right, and relax. Great job, guys, great job. We're gonna do one more exercise completely focused on our legs, and that is our straight leg lift. So we did a bent leg lift, now we're gonna do some straight ones. We call these our anti-gravity leg lift, because once we get our leg in the air, we wanna try to keep it there, off the ground, I should say, until we are done with our exercise. If you need to stop earlier, if you need a break, that's totally okay. You take a break when you need to. You can always rejoin us and jump back into the exercise after a few moments, you know, or just, you can just, you know, walk in place, or you can just take a break altogether and wait till we shift to the other leg. But yeah, it can be pretty intense. Gravity does take a lot of effort out of us on this one, but it's a lot of resistance. So we're working the front of our leg and the back of our leg as we lift our leg up, and we're gonna slowly lower it to the floor, but not touch the floor, and then go immediately right back up and lift that leg again. All right, so there's nothing like just showing you how it's done, okay? So again, I'm gonna balance myself a little bit with my left leg here. I'm gonna stretch my right leg. I usually start with my right leg out in front of me, just like we did our stretch before, except instead of my trunk coming down to my foot, I'm gonna be lifting this foot in the air. And you can do it with a pointy toe or with a 90-degree ankle, whichever feels comfortable to you, or even switch it up throughout. I do that sometimes. When you're ready, that foot's gonna come up and lower toward the ground, but not touch, and then come back up and lower back down and come back up and lower back down and come back up and lower back down and up and down and up and down and up and down, up, down, up, down. Doing really good. How about two more? Up and up. Go down slowly, slowly, slowly to the ground. Ooh, I always feel that in my thighs. Oh, so much. All right, bring that leg back to you. And of course, if you were lucky enough to come to class with two legs today, you know that you have another leg to do. All right, so I'm going to use my right leg as my anchor here, and my left leg gets to do the work. Now, haha, so we're stretching that left leg out, and when you're ready, we're gonna lift it up into the air. Slowly lower it towards the floor, and then lift it back up. Slowly lower, and lift it back up. And just repeat. Connect that breathing to the motion. Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. One more. To the ground. There you go. Good job. And if you are feeling a little sore, you can, you know, wake those legs up, shake them up. Because now we're going to come back up to that trunk a little bit. So make sure you got yourself kind of nice braced in the seat of your chair. Kind of keep my knees at kind of a 90-degree angle here. And now we're going to bring our chi out. Chi is the life force. It's what the folks who do Tai Chi believe is that our energy source comes from the core of our being, and it's called Chi. You might have a little tidbit of Chi, a little bit of energy today. You might have a lot of energy. That's great. Wherever you're at, just come on and join us. So we're gonna hold our chi in our hands. We're holding it very carefully. It's very precious to us. And we're gonna start rotating it to the side. If we were in class together, this is where I usually say, show it off to a friend. You know, just admit where you're at today. And really start connecting that breathing to the movement. Breathing in as you move one direction, breathing out as you come back. And as you come to one side, you can start rotating that ball in your hands. Just carrying it back and forth, side to side. Very good. All right, on this next pass, we're going to freeze in place. That top hand is going to drop past our other hand, sweep across our knees, lift back up. The other hand's going to come up and over, brush back by our hand and our knees again, rotate back up. So this is brushing wild horse's mane. So we're brushing out horsehair, lifting up some more, bringing that brush up across the top, brushing out some more hair, reaching up high as you can, up, down, and around, brushing, doing kind of a big movement, but you know, if your shoulder doesn't allow it and you're in this smaller space, this is where you're at today, that's okay. This is good. You're doing it, right? And over time, you might be able to get a little bit bigger as your body starts stretching out and gets used to the movements again. And you might eventually be able to do these really big motions. All right. As our hand comes across again, we are going to pause that in place. We're going to put our hand perpendicular, our top hand perpendicular to our bottom hand, and then start moving it away. We're leading that horse to water. Yeah. Horses got thirsty after all that grooming. Even they have to stay hydrated, right? In class, sometimes we joke about this looking like you're passing a grandbaby back. Somebody else's turn to hold the baby. Yeah. All right, and you can easily move this one into chasing the clouds away. There aren't a whole lot of clouds in the sky this morning here. But I guess that means you guys are doing such a great job of chasing those clouds away. They don't stand a chance anymore. Ha ha ha. Chasing all those clouds away. Yep. So awesome. There you go. Just chasing them away. Then go away, Mr. Cloud. And relax. There you go. You're doing incredible. Thank you for joining us this morning. And we aren't quite finished yet, because now we're going to do a combination of the movements we've been working on and add a few more and tell a different kind of story. So one of the things we like to do is walk through our orchard. And we have a very magical orchard where things grow big and tall. And if you don't like the fruits I'm talking about, please feel free to insert your favorite fruits. So in our orchard, last week we planted a tree and it grew very, very tall. It's because we took such very good care of it. You know, you can hug your tree or you can rake those leaves around the tree so they compost. And after a while, it's time to harvest. So we reach up and we pick the fruit out of those trees, and delicious apples are ready today. So we're going to go harvest the fruit and share it with our family and friends. And in saying thank you, they might give us a plant, a new tree to put in the ground. And that new tree is going to grow big and tall because we're going to take care of that tree too and show it some love and attention. And so as it grows big and tall, we get to harvest the fruit. Ooh, pears. We have delicious pears to share with family and friends. One of my favorites. And because we're known for our orchard, somebody gives us another tree to plant in our orchard. And not before too long, that tree grows big and tall. Ooh, what do we think this one is? You've been taking care of it really good, right? Big and tall. Oh, how about, ooh, grapefruit. Be kind of a challenge to grow citrus in Oregon, but you've got an amazing grapefruit tree in your orchard. You've shared extra grapefruit with family and friends. And again, they've given you another tree. They want to see if you can plant one of these and get success. And that tree grows big and tall. So much work, but you're taking really good care of it. And because you're taking really good care of it, you get to go harvest those. Ooh, how about a papaya? All right, we've got papaya, folks. Let's go share those extra papayas with family and friends. Maybe some folks who've never had a papaya before. They're so grateful they give you another tree for your orchard. And that tree grows big and tall. Hopefully you're still doing all that breathing you were told to do, breathing in and out on each movement. So that you are ready to go harvest another fruit. Ooh, how about some luscious apricots? Let's share some apricots with our family and friends who once again want to see you work your magic. And you plant that new tree. And not before too long, it grows big and tall. And you gather up all the leaves to take care of that tree because you know you need to go harvest something new. And lo and behold, what do you think it is? How about a nectarine? One of my favorite fruits. Those nectarines, so good. I don't know if I could share them with family and friends, but we do. And they're grateful and give us another tree to plant. And that tree, we're gonna wait to find out what it turns into next week. All right, so at the end of every of our chair chi classes, we like to cool off a little bit or slowly stretch back out. And we also like to encourage circulation that we got going with our breathing and our movement inside of us, all the way out to our skin. All right, so we start at the top of our head with a little self-massage here. So you can get in there and you can pat, you can rub. I like to knead with my fingers, especially on my head. It feels so good. Just get in there and work your way down your forehead, across your nasal cavity, and brush up the skin, up your neck, as you work down your body to your collarbone. And then we're gonna do that stretch from earlier, reaching across our body and pulling that arm in. This time you can reach back and you can give yourself a little shoulder massage, all right? Here you go, really good. And work your way down your arm and up your arm. We do our extremities twice, so we're gonna go down each arm twice and up it. Nice circular motion. And then we've got to go do the other side, right? It's got 2 arms. Oh, there you go. Got to get those knots out. 2. And work your way down that arm. And back up. And back down. And up. Back to our collarbones, down our sides. You know, we don't like to think about our intestines too much, but they're really important. So they deserve a rub down too. And we'll stretch out one of those legs. Working our way down to the leg. If you need to balance again, feel free to anchor yourself. Work your way down the outside of your leg and back up the inside. And you can stop on that knee a little bit and give it a little extra TLC. I think it worked pretty hard in the day. Pull that leg in and stretch out the other one. And again, working down the outside of the leg and back up inside. Down the outside, up the inside, a little extra TLC on that knee. Bring your leg in, and we're gonna finish up with some deep breathing. So we're gonna do 6 whole breaths. Now we're going to change that a little bit. We're going to try to blow up like a balloon in 3 breaths. So, and let it all out. 3 breaths. More. Now we're going to reverse that. So a deep breath in, and then we're going to let it out in 3 exhales. Really push that last one out. Really try to deflate all the way. Three more whole breaths. Last one. All right. Really want to thank you for joining us today. I hope you had a good time. If you need to come back, you can always find more of our videos on our YouTube channel, Lebanon Organ Senior Center, and you'll see our other Chair Chi workout videos from different days. You'll also find our strength and mobility workouts. You're welcome to do them as much as you want, in part or as little. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself. And even if you do 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes more than just sitting around doing nothing. You guys be well. We love you. Bye-bye.